The modern debates can sometimes look like a circus. But before you say this year's craziness is the worst ever, history shows us that this type of thing isn't unique to the American democratic process. The election of 1800 saw a rematch of Adams versus Jefferson. While their first fight was more civil, the second got nasty. In today's world, they would have created internet memes and attack ads. Back then, it was pamphlets. Adams called Jefferson godless and a weakling. Jefferson's people said Adams was a criminal tyrant of hideous, hermaphroditical character. It was an ugly affair, but despite that, the two men later in life became friends. Another crazy election year was 1872. It ended up being incumbent Ulysses S. Grant versus a corpse. Grant was running against Horace Greeley, who died before the Electoral College votes were in. In the 1840 election, it was President Martin Van Buren versus William Henry Harrison. Harrison said he was a man of the people, calling himself the log cabin and hard cider candidate. Martin Van Buren was called an elitist. Why? Because he installed a bathtub in the White House, which apparently only rich, evil people did, and he drank champagne. How horrible. In the end, Harrison won, but he died 31 days later. Lastly, the election that quite possibly had the most impact on the country and was crazy because of what happened after is the election of 1860. Abraham Lincoln won that election, and as a result, by the time he took office, 7 states had left the Union in protest, which led to the Civil War and over 500,000 Americans killed. So this year's election is messy and dirty, but it is not a new thing for American democracy. Steve Zagman, WZZM 13 News.